Today I'm going to show you some of the propane things that I've made. First off, we'll start with the regulator here. So it comes out of the tank with a POL fitting, then goes into a shutoff valve. That then goes to a tank pressure gauge. It goes up to 300, and then through a 0 to 30 psi regulator. Then to another gauge where it says the regulated pressure, to a left-hand fitting. That means to tighten it, you turn it to the left instead of normally going to the right. And then to a flexible hose here. That then goes to this, which is just a valve with a left-hand, right-hand union on here, and then a 1/2 inch threaded union on here. I use this as kind of like the quick connect, like the end of the hose, just for connecting anything that I need. So I can just have this, and then all I need is the male part of this union to put all kinds of stuff on. I don't need to buy separate valves, separate connectors for anything, just the $3 threaded union. So this pretty much stays on here, and the first thing I'll show you is this. Now this is the male part of the threaded union, and then there's just a 1/2 inch by 1/8 inch brass reducer bushing, then an 1/8 inch nipple, and this is off of an old helium tank that I found at the recycling center. What it is, it's a valve that's normally closed, but then when you bend it, then it opens up and you can fill balloons with it. So that just gets threaded on here. And then we have a balloon filler. So I'll just get a balloon and show you how it works. There's our balloon. First we double check that this valve is shut off. That way, if there's nothing connected on there or something and we turn on the regulator, we don't have a gas leak, or there's no gas just coming out of the hose. Next thing we do is open up the tank. Tank's open. Then we back off the regulator to its lowest pressure. That way, if there's still a leak, then we can shut it off before too much gets out. Then we open up the shutoff valve, and you can see that shot up. It's cold out here right now, so it's only registering 75. If it was warm, then it'd be more like 150. Then we'd start turning up the pressure on the regulator. About 15 should work. That's good. So now there's 15 psi in this hose here. That then goes to this valve here. So we turn that on, and now there's pressure up until this point because it's closed. So we turn that off again, put the balloon on, turn on the valve, hold that on, and then bend it. There we go. Now we shut this valve off again and go over to the fire pit. Just a second. Okay. So, on over to here. So first what we do is we open up the top, then we put the balloon in there. Got a sheet of paper towel, put the balloon on the paper towel, and then hold on to this one. And we close the top. Get a torch. Light this one. Put it in there. And then that will light the other one that we already put in there. That's moving along nicely. So then the flame will slowly move over to the balloon. And what this is, it's basically like a slow fused, a slow timed fuse. So we just wait for that to get over there. The only problem with this is it's no real set time, so you don't know exactly when it's going to go. It's getting close now. And there you go. Propane-filled balloons. So the next thing that I made is a torch. It has a number 55 orifice, so it's quite big for a propane orifice. And then the same thing with my connection system over here. Just unscrew this. Do that on there, and there we go. One valve for everything. I don't need to keep buying different gas valves, adapters, all that kind of stuff. So now here's a torch, and here's the flare for it. What this does is it slows down the gas going out, so it actually has a chance to burn. What's kind of interesting is the gas doesn't actually burn in here, it burns out here. So you need to slow down the gas coming through there with this in order for it to burn. Once it's actually lit, then the flame seats itself in here and it actually burns inside the flare, not in the tube itself. So yeah, pretty much the same principle for the turning on the gas and everything. So what we do is we turn down the regulator again to be able to light it. Turn it way, way down. Want hardly any gas coming through. Then we light the torch here. Aim it through the air holes and slowly turn it on. There. So right now, you can see that the flame is burning in there. That's because there's hardly any gas actually going through it. So it's at like, it's not even registering, so like half a PSI. It's like that's hardly any gas. So now, as we turn up the pressure, it'll seat itself in the flare. There, it just seated itself. So it's no longer burning in here. It's only burning starting over here, and it's burning through the rest. That's at about 10 PSI. We can go all the way up to 30, so I'll just turn it up. So that's 30. It's very stable, so I bet it could go higher, but my regulator only goes up to 30. To give you a sense of scale, this is about 7 inches, and the flame's going way out to here. Way out to there. So that's quite a big flame. Let's see if we can melt some stuff. Just getting some copper wire. is actually telegraph wire. Okay, so here's some telegraph wire, copper wire, and we're gonna melt that. So before this valve here, it's 30 psi, it's just stopped off. So I'll light this, put it through here, and open this valve just a smidge. That's full power, so let's try and melt some copper. Starting to glow. Starting to go. There. So yeah, we melted some. I don't know if you saw it, but there was that one little drop, and we almost melted this little end bit. Almost melted this little end bit here. But it's kind of windy, so it cooled it off before it could melt. Let's try some aluminum. That should melt easier. So, sorry if it keeps going out of focus. It's kind of hard to man the camera and run a torch at the same time. So, light the starter torch, open the valve, getting floppy. There we go, we just melted it. So, see what happened is it formed, it started to melt. It started to melt, and then what it did is it melted inside, but then it formed like a crust on the outside, a thin skin, because of the temperature difference, and it oxidized. So it was kind of like a bag of aluminum oxide with molten aluminum inside it, and then eventually so much of the aluminum melted that it just broke and fell. But yeah, so this is a different shape. It's kind of rounded out from the original, so it melted. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my propane stuff. Sorry if it was a bit long. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.